If I told you that you were 103 pages and less than 2 hours away from improving your speaking skills, would you believe me? Well, keep watching. Today, we're going to talk about a short but excellent book that will immediately supercharge your speaking skills in a foreign language. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me yet, I am Luca Lampariello, a language coach who speaks 14 languages. On this channel, I help people learn foreign languages more efficiently, faster, and in a fun way. Confess to it. Ever since you decided to learn a foreign language, you've been looking for that quick fix. You know, that shortcut, that thing that gets you fluent faster. It's not just you. Everybody's looking for the same thing. That's why everywhere you look, you can find tips and methods to learn a language in a year, a month, a week, a day, and even in a matter of hours and minutes. I hate to be the party pooper, but let me tell you straight away that these magic pills do not exist. If you start learning a language tomorrow, you will still be learning it by next weekend, next February, and the next time Halley's Comet passes by, unless, of course, you choose not to maintain it. So you can't improve your knowledge of a language immediately. That is out of reach. But if you're looking for ways to improve your foreign language skills immediately, those, my friends, are quite easily available. And you can put them to use in your life much, much faster than you think, thanks to a little book called How to Improve Your Foreign Language Immediately by Boris Shekhtman. Before we dig into our review of the book, let me present a simple metaphor. Clothes. I have them, you have them, we all have them. Right now, at this exact moment in time, you have a finite amount of clothing that is yours to use as you wish. Unless you want to wear all of your clothing at once, you need a place to store it all. One option would be to keep them all in a pile. You know, a big tangled mess of socks, sweaters, scarves, t-shirts, and tank tops all gathered together in one corner of your bedroom. Another option would be to separate and organize it all. You can hang the shirts, scarves, and tank tops in your closet and fold the scarves and pair the socks for safekeeping deep in your dresser drawers. You can even organize each individual item by color or season in which you wear it. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that in both scenarios you have the same amount of clothing. Having a closet does not make clothes magically appear or disappear. But let me ask you this. If I gave you 10 seconds to find a specific pair of socks, in which scenario would you be most likely to succeed? The second, of course. Having organizational tools like a closet or set of drawers will give you a higher chance of being able to find and use the clothes you need, exactly when you need them. This is exactly what How to Improve Your Foreign Language Immediately provides. It doesn't teach you nouns, doesn't teach you adjectives, politeness forms, or how to better use the subjunctive mood. Instead, it gives you a set of 7 intuitive tools that help you organize and make better use of the knowledge you already have, no matter how minuscule or expansive that knowledge may be. The book, in short, teaches you how to use language effectively. Let's dig into our review. How to Improve Your Foreign Language Immediately by Boris Shekhtman is a print book, the most current edition of which was released in 2013. The book, a short read of 103 pages, is divided into 9 separate chapters, 1 introductory chapter, 7 body chapters, and an epilogue. Each of the 7 body chapters is devoted to a particular communicative tool. In the author's own words, communicative tools are the combination of skills which allow a speaker to use most effectively the level of foreign language in his or her command. The chapters dedicated to these effective speaking strategies generally contain the following: a description of the tool, an example of the tool in practice, typically through a hypothetical conversation between a foreign speaker and a native, an analysis of the example or examples, and an exercise through which to practice the tool. In addition, sprinkled throughout the book are a series of anecdotes, personal stories taken from Shekhtman's experiences teaching Russian to English speakers, either one-on-one or in small groups and in classroom settings. Considering that 75% of this short, simple book is devoted solely to teaching you to use those tools right away, you get a lot of value in a compact, inexpensive package. Of course, none of that information would matter if the tools weren't so useful and intuitive. Each tool can be immediately put to use in one of 3 specific areas: quantity, quality of communication, show your stuff and build up your islands; communication in difficult scenarios, shifting gears, simplify, and breaking away; and increasing expressiveness of language, embellish it and say what. These areas are ones that all language learners seek to improve, regardless of target language and target language proficiency. As bizarre as it seems, as you read up on each of Shekhtman's 7 tools, you will immediately understand how they'll make you a better speaker of your target language. How can that be? Because knowingly or not, you've already used these tools to communicate better in your own native language. You may even use several or all of them every single day. Think about it. Have you ever told a joke so many times to so many people that by the upteenth telling, you know exactly what words, what pauses, what intonation, and what facial expressions to get the maximum number of laughs from your audience? That joke, according to Shekhtman, is a well-practiced island that has been built up and refined according to tool number 2, build your islands. Have you ever been chatting with a new group of people when all of a sudden talk shifts to a subject you know nothing about? Instead of pretending you know about a field you clearly do not, you use some conversational kung fu to coax the topic of conversation towards some common ground, so you can resume speaking freely again. The act of deftly changing the topic when you're out of your conversational depth is what Shekhtman would call shifting gears, and is the 3rd tool that the book provides. Have you ever tried to explain a difficult concept to a friend or family member, and despite your efforts, you've been completely unsuccessful? Instead of giving up, however, you choose to simplify your words and phrasing, and you try again. Simplifying complex language is an example of Shekhtman's 4th tool. Simplify, simplify, and is just as useful amongst native speakers as it is between natives and foreigners. You see what I mean? You don't have to have tried out all of these tools in a language learning context to know that they will help you communicate better. Because in the end, they're not language learning tools, they're communication tools. And no matter how old you are, if you're reading this, you've done enough communication already to have an intuitive feel for what works and what doesn't work. All of Shekhtman's 7 tools have this intuitive quality. As far as I'm concerned, I've been using a lot the island part, and I normally build islands that I work and rework. For each island, I built a set of 30 sentences and I practice with my tutor, and then I write everything into my notebook and review the sentences. Occasionally, I practice them in real life. They come quite in handy. With the advice in the book, you have everything you need to communicate your current level, navigate difficult conversations with natives, and speak in a more fluid, natural way. Given the book's short, compact form, these tools are easy to practice and review on the fly. I highly recommend this book to any learner of any language at any level of skill. In terms of actionable skills, this book provides most bang for its buck of any language learning book on the market. I only wish that the book were of higher quality, with more substantial references and background material. So here's my suggestion for you guys. Get the book, check link in the description box, read it in a week. It's short, but you might want to use it as a guide. Underline the parts that are relevant and interesting for you. Make a list of activities you want to try. Apply what you have learned. The best way to learn is to do, not just read. And last but not least, jot down in a nice lengthy comment below about your experience, your thoughts about the book, what worked and what didn't. Doing and sharing are the best ways to stay motivated and take things to the next level. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.